see what you play,
Mm-hmm.
see all the gameplay, stuff like that.
Yeah, recently I've just been spamming our Ember Spirit. I actually learned how to play him during the New Bloom for that challenge, and used to hate him. Used to actually be really terrible with him, but I've been enjoying him a lot recently.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my thing with Ember Spirit is like he's obviously a great hero, right? Like he's played in competitive, you know.
Yeah, I
I
follow competitive pretty dedicatedly.
Okay, cool. But yeah, my thing with him is like, I'm not saying you shouldn't play him, but he definitely has a lot of things that you need to focus on that are not fundamental skills. So like, for example, you need to focus on timing your slate chains correctly. You have to like know complex split pushing patterns and stuff. Like obviously you don't have to, but in order to play the hero like optimally, you do. So I generally don't recommend playing him if you're like a lower MMR player. That being said, you're totally entitled to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I've just been lucky with him. I mean, the thing is, he always just feels pretty. Maybe it's because of the way how ranked games kind of work. How like leads can be easily lost because of like dumbest mistakes of like people getting caught out. And once I've been able to like snowball off maybe like one death from maybe somebody, I'm able to get my my damage items. And once I start pushing high ground, I get maybe a good chains or two. They start getting picked off, and then the game starts going our direction. But I mean, that's just mostly relying on lower MMR nature instead of really inherent skill.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you're like not completely dipping into that area. Like if you're playing like I don't know, Necrophos or something every game, just because like he is really good against worse players, then it would be an issue. But it looks like you're winning a lot of your games, like a really ridiculous percentage on Ember Spirit anyway.
I actually, when I was, funny thing, like I actually was, that's the first Ember Spirit game I've lost in quite a while. I was just finishing up and yeah, I think it was against like a 4-carry lineup, and you know how in pubs basically you can get away with that because of how leads can be lost. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah, and also plus it doesn't help when teammates are fighting, but you know it's stuff like that happens. Just gotta shake it off and keep playing.
Yeah, definitely agree. Okay, so I shared my screen. Yeah, why don't we just jump into a replay then? Unless you have any like questions about how this is gonna go down.
Sure. Yeah, one of my there might be one rapier game that I might want to look at and maybe see how well. There's been a few games where I don't know. It just, even though I know it's not the same level, it's kind of fun holding a rapier as Ember because people just blow up right when you press W. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's a great item on Ember. I mean, it's objectively a good item, but it's obviously a little bit less forgiving than others.
Yeah, just had to. I mean, I usually don't buy Divine Rapier unless I have Lincoln Sphere because I don't know. Just I always want to have some kind of safety on top of me. I don't think I have the perfect positioning skills to play without a Lincolns and rapier play with a rapier without a Lincolns or such.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so do you just want to watch the first Ember loss?
Yeah, I think as painful as it is, I think that would be good.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, you can watch any replay for sure.
Yeah.
And you can learn a lot from it, but usually the losses are like there's more obvious indicators. Okay. So first thing that I see that is like a red flag is that your last hits are actually pretty low for a 40-minute game. This is pretty standard. Like, if you go back and watch like all of my 3K or below videos, I pretty much say the same thing every time. But yeah. So generally, when you're playing Ember, you can pretty much get 10 CS per minute. Pretty, I don't want to say easily, but like if you're playing, 80 to 90% optimally, then you could.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the first red flag that I see. And this could be like caused by a number of things. You could be focusing on fighting too much. You could be not split pushing efficiently enough. Bunch of stuff, or it could just be like you had a bad laning phase, and that could be it as well.
I had a pretty good laning phase here. I remember I was able to take advantage of Drow. She died. She kind of got a bit aggressive. I remember the first death of the game. She kind of just tried walking up to me for whatever reason, and I was able to kill her there. I feel like the game kind of got out of hand because I don't know what's wrong with me. But Wind Ranger, even though she always seems to kind of be like the antithesis, whenever she's in a game, she always kind of makes it harder. I don't know, maybe it's because that I need a better reflexes to dodging the arrow, but she just always seems to catch on. Yeah, she has pretty good physical damage against me, which obviously, as an Ember with low armor, pretty easy to take me down with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Windranger is one of those heroes against Ember that is just like, if you guys are not both perfect players, then she's gonna kill you every time pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, like Shackle is so easy to hit once you get a blink. So, and she also just has a shit ton of physical damage, like you said. So, it technically Ember is like a counter to Windranger because you can theoretically dodge like her spells in multiple different ways with Slate or with Fire Remnant, but that's sort of unrealistic, especially for someone that's lower MMR. Again, I don't mean any offense by that, but
No. Listen, I mean, I know where I am right now. That's why I'm with you. Just trying to get better.
Okay, cool. Okay, but yeah, so Ember is technically a counter, and I think that is sort of realistic sometimes. But like if you're just pushing a lane top, like you're sitting here, and when your blinks and shackles you with your creep, most people can't react to that. But usually, if you have trouble against Windranger, it means that you either have poor map sense or you just like are positioning yourself poorly, like in relation to the creeps or the tree line or whatever. But yeah.
This right here, I was watching your videos. I remember not to skill like first point until you know what's going to be going on, because that first skill point, depending on if I remember correctly, one of your videos, like Flame Guard is pretty good in the early game. It's against your early magical damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good unless they can pop it, and in this case, Windrunner can pop it as well. Like she can pop it with Power Shot, but it looks like she is not.
Drow mid. It was a Drow mid.
Oh, it's Drow mid. Okay, yeah. So no, it's great against Drow then, because she can't she has literally no way to pop Flame Guard, like unless she buys a Dagon or some shit. But it's not happening. So yeah, that's fine.
I don't know why I skilled chains here. I kind of thought I kind of recognized the mistake immediately.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best. It's like chains at level 1 is okay. It does 80 damage, like that's fine. But the duration is very low for
1 second.
CC. Yeah, it's basically you get 2 extra right clicks, which is it's not bad, nothing to sneeze at, but it's not going to be a big enough difference. Whereas Flame Guard is actually quite nice. Either way, you don't have any way to like go aggressive on this guy early on. Like you need probably 2 points in Flame Guard, or she needs to be like seriously out of position. Okay, so starting items look totally fine to me. PMS is very high value against Drow, so that's good. Okay. So typically, the first thing you should do when you're in a melee versus range matchup is just pull the creeps back. So you did it right here. That's good. You want to keep doing this though. Like this guy should be contesting you much more. So pretty much every time that you're going for a CS, you should be pulling it back. So like I'll try to find an example right here. So like right here, you could attack her and then pull a creep wave up the hill, so she has a chance to miss. Then it's like she has a harder time contesting. She has to tank your creeps and all that. So I generally recommend abusing this a little bit more, especially mid. Okay, this is fine. So like right here would be a good time as well. Yeah, okay. So like you get the CS, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Like where she has a chance to contest it. Or it's like a much higher chance to contest it because you're not pulling it back. Okay.
Yeah, I can see where if I were able to pull the creeps, probably get a few more CS from this lane.
And a few more CS does make a huge difference, especially when you're here that goes with bottle.
Yep, stacks up. So, just she uses her gust, just kind of don't try to go after her, just keep stay in the lane, just push her back a little bit.
Yeah, you don't need to go aggressive like this. You want to save your Flame Guard for when, like, you can actually, not kill her, but at least maim her. So, like, make her use a lot of regen. And in this case, like, if you use Flame Guard, she can just run away. She doesn't even have to gust. I think that was actually kind of a waste of mana on her part. Because you can't chains her from here. Like, it's pretty close, but you wouldn't actually be able to do it. So, yeah. And even if you did chains, it's not like you could, like, run up and right-click her, right? Because you would definitely the tower at that point. So, definitely, like, wait. And just like wait for your good timing. So like right here, when she's under her tower like this, you don't really have any offensive potential. If you're a 6, it'd be a totally different story because you can just dive and she dies. But now since you have no way to gap close, then you need to just wait. Eventually the lane is going to push back to your tower. I can come back on your hill, and then you can chase her down with that, and you can like zone her out with that. But you definitely don't want to use your spells like this in this matchup.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yep, took a tower shot.
So let's look at this. Okay. See if Flame Guard up during this. Yeah, I think... See, the problem with this is, like, you did get some decent damage on her, and she's gonna have to use most of her tangos here, but so are you. And, okay, yeah, so I'm gonna go, we'll talk about that after. But now you have, like, Oh, actually, so what I'm saying is wrong because you went mango, which is a little weird. But I was gonna say you don't have any offensive potential anymore because you can't use both of your spells.
Uh-huh.
You do have the mango now, so that's like slightly different. But I think this is suboptimal.
Uh-huh.
I think just going for your bottle is much better. Honestly, like mango is nice, but it's not something that like you would particularly need unless you were playing against like a mana drain hero, like Nyx or Lion or something like that, where you need to mango and then immediately jump out with Remnant or something. But yeah, it's generally better to just go with your bottle or rush it anyway. Yeah. So basically, to like summarize what I was saying before, is like if you don't use your spells offensively like this until you're in a position where you can like use them very effectively, then you won't need this mango. So it's kind of inadvertently a waste. Like even if you get a kill with this, I still think like what I'm saying is correct. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so here's another good time for you to push the wave out. In situations like this, or sorry, do the creep wave trick. What were you gonna say?
Oh no! Just you can still put. If I remember correctly, you can point to the person on the map, and the creeps aggro there still.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that. So you did something good here, which is good, but I don't think it was intentional. But since the wave is right here, like it's on Drow's Hill, there are a couple ways that you can like make the creep wave push to your tower. One of them is by denying your creeps a lot, which you're not doing here, which is fine. You don't have to. So just denying them when they get below 50%. And another way is to actually push, which might seem counterintuitive, but if you push the wave here, like you push this out, eventually it's going to get to this tower, and then your creeps are going to die to the tower while their creeps are still alive, because they're not taking as much damage. So that will push the wave back. Then you can just freeze it right here. So if you're ever in a situation like this, that's something you can do. Because you don't want the creep wave on their hill, right? Like,
yeah.
That's just general mid 101. You're safe around your hill, and you also like can't dive the tower.
Yeah.
Usually,
One second. Do you mind if I just pause it for a second? I'll be right back.
Of course.
Yeah. Right back.
Yep.
Another fails to see.
How can this be?
Another fails to see. Another.
How can this be?
Another fails to see.
Hey, dude, you still there?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I think I might have to do one quick chore quickly. Do you wanna? Are you pretty busy today with mentors? I mean,
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I got stuff right after this. If you need some time, we can reschedule. It's totally fine.
all right. Yeah, why not? Maybe what time? What time are you available tomorrow?
Let me check really quick.
Because I hate to waste your time right now.
No, I appreciate that. I'd rather. I definitely appreciate you actually coming back because a lot of people would not.
Time Siege when they were coming up, I just kept going. Like instead, when they were backing off, I saw how low they were, and I just kept going after them, despite the fact I was using up all my remnants. And then right as I went in for like the third time, I forgot I didn't have a remnant, and so I threw the game there. The second game, I was a bit more careful. I was a bit lucky in some cases because of the one runner. There was another one runner in that game, and still a bit aggressive. And like the main thing that I took from those games is that I need to know when it's better to split push as an Ember Spirit, or better just push as 5 with my team, because I've noticed that I was taking a lot of farm from my other teammates by just continuously split pushing.
It's usually better to split push, honestly. Like, your teammates don't really matter. Not in the sense that like you can 1v5 and carry, but it's pretty much like if you split push properly, then you won't take farm from your teammates. It's that simple. And if you're split pushing properly and they're not getting farm, that's on them, and you can't do anything about that.
All right.
So don't worry about it.
All right.
All right. So if I recall correctly, we're like 4 minutes in, something like that. Let's look. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so let's just watch from here, so we don't miss anything. I remember you end up killing the Drow, but it's mostly like she was kind of stupid. She just like runs up and takes your spells. Yeah, here you use Flame Guard correctly. You also use Chains, okay. So yeah, we talked about this yesterday. You don't want to do this because you're limiting your kill potential. You do get the Mango, so it's like slightly different, but I still don't like this. I think you just don't use your spells to begin with.
Right.
Unless you're going to do more damage.
Yeah, I think like one thing that I'm pretty frugal with my uses of Flame Guard. I use it kind of as a farming tool, but should I just mainly use it as like only for when I want to go aggressive, or can it also be used as a farming tool in the early stages?
Well, it's a better farming tool later on, actually, but I mean, you can use it for both. Like, I don't want to limit you to one or the other, but if you're in a lane like this where you don't need to push and you can very easily kill her if she messes up, then I think you should just save it.
All right.
If she's playing very safe, then it's okay to just push. But yeah. Yeah, so you definitely want to avoid these kind of things. Where you just like Flame Guard for a couple ticks of damage. It's not horrible because you do push a wave, but it's not that good. And she goes really ham here.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah. So the only thing that I saw with this was that you were a little bit too slow, and your animations were a little bit sloppy. So let's just watch it one more time. Other than that, this was fine. I think you capitalized okay. See, like right here. Okay, I'll go back a little bit because I missed it. Right.
Yeah, like she's going down. I should have been
right
going straight through.
Yeah, you just chase diagonally, and then you can get a chains guaranteed because there's only one creep there. So you should just chains right there because she's dead at that point. If you get the chains, so you should just like not respect her so much because she's being stupid. Obviously, like this is different because it's Drow, and this guy is also like trying to play aggressively on you, which doesn't make any sense at all. If it was like Death Prophet or something, it would be totally different. But in this case, you had kill potential, so you should just go right away.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the things that I checked, like the range for Searing Chains, it's a lot wider than I really initially thought. I was kind of thought it was just right next to Ember, but it's a bit bigger than you.
Yeah, you have some range for sure.
Yeah.
That also means you can mess it up easier if like there are 2 units, you know, on opposite sides. Like there's one here at the edge of the circle, and then another one here. But either way. Yeah, so I wanted to watch, or just like show what she could have done in this case, since you didn't respect her, because I think that's important as well. Or you did respect her too much. Okay. So right here, if she doesn't choose to run down the hill like this, like if she just hits you here, just hits you, and then here, right away she backs off. That is a huge trade for her. Like that is so big. Like she just got like 4 or 5 or 6 free auto attacks on you for no reason. So if she didn't go for this, you would be like, you'd have to use your salve, and that's like a really big deal, right? Like so that would be like the better play on Drow's end, and that would have like, if you had played passively against that, a better player would have done that, and like it would have been much worse for you.
Right.
Okay.
So as an Ember, like obviously he has pretty high kill potential in the early game. Like when should I recognize that I should be on the aggressive, or when should I recognize I should be focusing up on farming?
The question is a bit too general. It's basically like when you can kill them, that's when you should go aggressive.
All right.
Which, you know, a general answer or a general question warrants a general answer.
yeah,
Generally,
okay.
it's like if you can kill them safely, like if the supports are showing in lane, you know they can't roam on you, they don't have TPs, whatever, then you can try to go aggressive, assuming you also have kill potential. That's like the general answer. It's like right here, she should just pretty much die. So who's showing top? It's Veno and Wonder and Herbal showing top. Spectre and PA are both bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Low more pose, man.
Yeah, so this guy should just die, to be honest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just Remnant on top of him, and he like responds with Gust, right? But if you get your chains off, he's pretty much dead, because he can just continuously chain or chase. So the way you do it is you just lead with Remnant, like from high ground. So you just Remnant across here, and she dies. You have to do the follow-up steps or the preemptive work. Like you have to check to see if Veno has a TP, Spectre is 6, all that. But they don't have any defensive heroes really, so you should just go in and kill this guy. It should be a pretty easy game if you do that. Yeah, part of playing Ember is knowing when you can Remnant in. I mean, it's just like, it's a really complicated decision. In lane, it's like a bit more simple. The only complications come with like TPs or roamers or whatever. But yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I should be pulling. Just keep clicking on her to pull the creeps.
Yeah. So look how much damage you did here with just one right click. If you had Remnanted across river and gotten a chance, like she just dies, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's big.
Yeah, this is where I have a lot of wasted movement just waiting for the rune.
Well, this isn't horrible because you're not doing anything else in the process. Like you're not giving up anything for this. If you're giving up CS, wait, are you giving up CS? Okay, you did give up 1 CS, so you don't want to do this. But if you had gotten the CS and then did the same thing, it would be okay. You're giving yourself vision. I don't think it's that bad. As long as you run back to lane and don't miss anything, it's okay. Also, when you do this, if they have a ward here, like in a common spot, you can kind of like make the top lane a little bit scared, like they have to play differently if they see you running up. Even if you don't plan on doing anything, it's okay. So that movement isn't necessarily wasted.
Subterfuge.
Yeah, I'm giving up CS here.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Especially like, we got the, okay, yeah. Okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, you're playing way too scared. Like, these guys have no hard CC. Like, their only CC is Windrunner, and she's showing top. So you don't have to be scared at all. Like, if you ever get silenced, it doesn't really matter. Like, she can't kill you in that silence, so you don't have to be scared. And not only that, but you can also kill her. So that's important, too.
Right.
Yeah, so this play alone will, like... I wouldn't say you deserve to lose, but you don't deserve to win this game, just based off this. Like, it's up to your team at this point. Like, maybe you can come back later on, but
Middle lane is missing.
I mean, that's just like the nature of your hero. This guy should just fucking die right here.
Your place is here.
Okay, good.
I die.
Discover what
Yeah, like
lies beyond.
this is good. This is a good play. See, you instead of going for the remnant, you went for a slight chance, which is good because you're limited on mana. So this is a good play here.
I die. Alone.
Also, one alternative to your skill builds, since you're not playing against much magic damage, like not a lot of magic burst. Like it's only Venomancer spells and Power Shot really, and I guess Spectral Dagger as well. You can actually go like 3-1-3 or something like that. Basically, like just look at the total damage on Searing Chains. It goes from 80 to 120, from 1 to 2, and then 120 to 240. So literally doubles from 2 to 3. So it's quite a lot of damage. You don't get any extra duration, but 120 damage really matters.
Right.
So that's just not necessary, but it does make a difference in my opinion.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Go back to
tower
base, heal a little bit.
Yeah, I would have used Arcane Rune before you TP'd here, but it's okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Also, you should have bought a TP as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, I understand you're probably going for bots, but you still, like, you've got a long way to go for those, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, this is... Okay, so this is wasted movement because, like, it's not confusing the enemy team at all. I mean, maybe it is, but not in a good way. Like, this movement here, where you ran up the river and then just ran back, this is a little bit confusing. Because, like, they have to read it initially. Whereas, like, if you're standing right here, the only thing they're confused about is, like, whether or not you have vision. But that's not, like... That's not high value. Because, like, if they're standing here and just watching you do this, like, they don't know what to think, really. So, I don't know. I don't think this is good. And not only that, but you're also giving up farm. And
right.
You're also giving Drow some space when you should be smashing her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely, like... my general rule is, like, unless you have a haste turn or an invis or something, like, just stay in your lane and push really hard and TP to lane stuff, gank. Like, if you don't understand how to make wide map movements, or, like, really long map movements, then, don't. Like, just TP. Eventually you'll learn just by playing, and, like, seeing why it works, and getting a better feel for how quickly your hero moves in relation to other heroes, but yeah. Pretty much just, like, play selfishly, and push your lane, farm the jungle, stay healthy enough to, like, be able to contribute to a gank or a counter gank, but yeah. You don't want to be wasting time, like, just running back and forth up top. And see, this is a little different, right? Because there's a fight, and they're clearly chasing into the river. And it looks like it's going to work out really nicely for you, so.
Denied.
Okay. Okay, you guys chased separate ways. It sucks. So that's pretty good pathing. Let's watch it one more time. So here, rather than just going for the slate, I think I would have gone in with a remnant. Because like these guys can't kill you. It's a Veno Spectre. They have no damage. So I would have just remnant in between and chains. Or I think that's the optimal play. I wouldn't have necessarily done that myself, but that's the optimal play here for sure.
Yeah, I think one of the main weaknesses as an Ember player, I mainly use my remnants as kind of like for split pushing and for defensively, instead of using it a little bit more aggressively as I should.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the issue with playing him is you got to be able to do that kind of stuff. Like here it doesn't necessarily matter, but in order to get the most out of the hero, you definitely need to be able to do that. Yeah, but either way, it's fine. Yeah, just realize that all of his skills are really versatile. They're all like multifunctional, so don't be afraid to use them for reasons like that if you think it's good.
Bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This should be really good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You and I.
Okay. So again, instead of wasting slate here, I think I would have just ran up and changed them. Like here, you have plenty of time to just run up. If they start running away, then you can chains, but there's no point in wasting this cooldown since it's so long at this level. Like if you continue this fight out and these guys don't die for whatever reason, like maybe Legion is going, you're gonna want to be able to slate chains, you know, to chase as well. So basically, like when slate is low level, just try to use it sparingly. Only use it when you really have to. Don't feel obligated to slate chain when you can just very easily walk up and chains them. Or remnant or whatever.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is where Legion kind of just failed it. She didn't really get her duel off.
Okay.
This is where I just kind of wait around and then TP back to base.
Yeah, you did a couple things strong here. Okay. So first was I don't think you should use Slate to push like this. That's a #1 mistake. Because for instance, you could have used it right here and just Slate chains the Veno. Maybe Legion gets a duel off then. This whole thing doesn't happen. But who knows? It's just speculation. Okay, so Legion gets Guild. At this point, like, you're not in any danger. You didn't get Poison Nova, so you don't have to be too scared. You still have Chains up, so you should be helping your teammates here. Like, they have no other CC to, like, really threaten you. Like, the only thing is Gus, but she already used it.
Yeah.
So your positioning is way too defensive here. If you had Chain Spectre here, or maybe
Yeah,
even
she would've
Spectre,
died.
yeah, she just dies. And that's a huge deal, right? Like, this is Spectre.
Yeah.
Anytime you don't kill this hero, it's really bad for you guys, so... yeah, so this is a big mistake on your part, I think. Just like, you have to really keep in mind, like, where you can position your hero, like, in relation to the other team's CC or damage or whatever. In this case, like, Gale is already used, Gus is used, he doesn't have mana for Dagger, so, like, you can't get CC'd at all. Worst case scenario, you just put a Remnant down and then get out. And they can't do anything about it. So.
Yeah.
And Windrunner
no,
did TP in. But, like, you can still, like, if you're right here, and she's way over at the tower, like, you know she can't just, like, magically shackle you from all the way over there, so you can keep an eye on her.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, after this play, it starts, like, I think I come back there with the Remnant, or do I? Or all I remember is that when they're pushing down, I kind of come there kind of stupidly, and then I die here. Thought I could kill the Veno. Veno survives here.
Okay. So let's see if you could have executed better. So the first thing that jumped out was you chains right away. So again, you use Slate of Fist right away, which is bad. But instead of doing this, you could just run up and flame guard him for a little bit. Like, basically, this is something that I've been like trying to tell people recently, because it's like really important, I think. So when he is in melee range of you and flame guard range, you don't need to CC him because he can't CC you back, and like you don't have to worry about him running away. The only time you CC him is when he's out of your attack range. Because then, like, you can use that CC duration to get back into range. Or, like, ideally you do it just before he leaves your attack range, so that you can keep right-clicking him without losing DPS. But when you use your CC like this right away, when he was already in attack range, you're kind of, like, wasting it, in a sense. Obviously, you still get the damage, and obviously he's still, like, chains during that period, but it's much less efficient than using it later. Because, like, what happens if you do it? If you wait.
Yeah,
so you still have Slate chains up, you just run at him with Flame Guard. He's taking burn damage. Then eventually he's going to kite you, right? Like, he has Poison Sting. So then you just chains, or you Slate chains if he gets out of range and you mess up. So he would definitely die in this case, because you would get a little bit more DPS. And all you need is a little bit more in this case, but yeah. Other than that, like, I do think it was, like, a conceptually bad play, just because, like, you don't have the means necessary to get a kill and get out. So yeah, you definitely should have just gone to push another lane. Like, now would be a great time to go push top. Let's look at the setup. Okay. So you look bottom. Also, you activate a Remnant when you left the fountain, so you don't want to do that, ideally. But either way.
Yeah, that's another mistake. Keep the aura on me.
Yeah, it's really important, I think. Also, instead of doing this, you could have just gone and pushed top. Like, you still have a Remnant down if a fight breaks out, so you should just TP top. And go for that. That would have been a better play. Then, like, you don't have to rely on getting, you know, a bunch of kills to stop the push. Then you can just rely on pressure to, like,
force them out.
Yeah, basically force them out. Or just, like, maybe they get the tower and they call your bluff or whatever. Which is fine. Because they can get this no matter what. Like, if they choose to. So, the best thing you can do is just pressure another lane.
So you were saying earlier, like, in a 40-minute game, you want to get as much CC, like, the amount of CC I got in this game was pretty low. In a game, what's the kind of, I know this is just boiling it down to numbers, but what's an average number maybe you think I should keep the CC up to, or at least rate?
Oh, the CS?
Yeah, CS, I mean CS.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 10 per minute, I'd say. Especially when you're playing a hero like Ember, who can, like, bots around and push all waves. Like, it should be fairly easy to do that.
Double damage.
Especially in this game, because they only have one way to kill you, really. I guess they get two if Drow gets a Shadow Blade. And, you know, she has Gus, but she still needs a buddy at that point. Yeah, so basically you just like keep track of Windrunner and split push around, and you'll get that number pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Did I share my screen?
Yeah, I'm seeing your screen.
Okay, okay. I actually did not even check. That's good. Okay, that would have been not good. All right. Anyway,
No problem.
stuff that's going on here. I don't think this is a good TP or a good remnant. Like these guys could very easily just back off right now. Like they don't have to go for this. But yeah, they end up overdiving as expected of pubs. Yeah, either way, like I don't think this is good. Like you gotta respect them a little bit more. If they like your team fight is pretty bad to begin with. Like you guys don't have the best heroes for fighting, but beside that, like completely taking the heroes out of the argument, because in this case it doesn't really matter. If you choose to TP in here, you cannot save this guy no matter what. Doesn't matter what you do. And also, these guys could just very easily back off, and they made you TP. Also, like you being here doesn't stop them from pushing, so it's like bad for a number of different reasons. The most important one I think is since they can just back off, which is like a fairly common play for them to do. They kind of like relieve split push pressure by just doing this, so you don't want to make them do that. Like don't let their decisions or don't let them make your decisions for you, basically. Like obviously you go back if you can get a bunch of kills, that's completely valid, but other than that, just push and like make the game hard for them. This is like I don't want to say this fight is your fault, but it's like you might have baited your team into doing this, whereas like Jakiro might have just died solo. Or maybe Jakiro and Skywrath both die, and they get the tower. But now like 3 heroes died, tower's gone for sure. And you also don't have pressure top lane. So
yeah. A common thing that I kept noticing in this game, I just kept going back top and top and top, and I get close to the tower, but I never really close the deal and just take it, because like I'm pretty sure like until 30 minutes in the game the top tower doesn't fall. So yeah.
I'll take that.
Some games are going to be like that, but usually it's because of misplay or something like that. Or just like misreading the map. So here you saw 2 people at Baroche. You don't have a TP, so it's kind of like tough luck. Yeah, you don't have to be afraid right now. Like, look at all these people showing in the map.
Yeah,
like
three.
Yeah, and it's the 2, and most importantly, like, it's the 2 heroes that can kill you, right? Like it's Drow and Windrunner. Like these 2 are just showing. I don't know if they're like smoked or something, but no, they're not. Okay. So yeah, so since you can see these heroes, like you don't have to be scared at all. It's in fact you cannot be scared. Like you can't die to anyone else, so you need to be pushing this. This is like a very serious strategical error if you choose to back off here.
Dire's top tower is
Okay,
under
your bots
attack.
is good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay. So yeah, wait, you really don't get this tower? It's really close. You can just push this. I guess somebody could TP right now, but
Roshan has Dire's top tower is under attack.
oh, you're really scared. Okay. Okay. So this was you basically didn't get the tower because you were too scared earlier. Like obviously you have to back off now that Windrunner's here. She's a hero that we've already established that can kill you. But if you had just hit it like earlier, both times instead of backing off, you would have gotten it for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Also, wait. Did you? I think you sold your poor man's to get bots, something like that.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay. Poor man's is pretty high value, honestly. Like,
Dire's top
bots is
tower
obviously a better
under
item, but
attack.
like you might as well just keep it. It's a really good jungling item. So definitely just keep it. Don't get greedy. The only time you do something like this is when like you need a data list or something or a battle period before they push high grounds. Then you just do it right away. But yeah, don't do this. That's
All right.
unhealthy.
Yeah. It's a thing I need to work on as well. I have a bit of impatience sometimes. I just think that if I get that, that'll help out, but just to be a bit more patient.
Not necessarily, but you have to think more. Like, think like, what happens if I get my bots here? Okay, so I have the ability to TP everywhere and I run fast. What am I going to do with that? Nothing? Okay, maybe I should just wait.
Roshan has fallen to the
Like, you have nowhere to TP to right now, so it doesn't make any sense.
Dire's
Yeah.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Also, just to put things in perspective, if you had won your lane harder, or if you had gone more CS out of lane, which you definitely should have, then you wouldn't have had to sell your PMS in. And you would have bots and, like, you know, I want to say, like, you'd be working on your perseverance, but who knows, either way. The standard item timing for safe lane Ember is, like, 11-minute bots, I think.
Yeah.
That's like the
10, 11
RTZ.
minutes.
Yeah, that's the RTZ Eternal Envy timing. I'm not sure if they go Aquila. I think they just go Wand and Bottle, but I'm not sure on that. So,
Well, when would you say it's better to have one than Aquila or Wand and Bottle? Or, like, when would you say, is Aquila good on Ember, like, most games, or do you think there are better games where you don't have to pick it up?
it's not bad for sure. Like, it's a great item. I'd say there's never a bad Aquila game, but I get Wand personally just because, like, I feel like I don't get the use out of the Aquila that much. It's still really good, so I'm not going to tell you not to get it. I think just try getting wands instead of it sometimes, but yeah. So let's talk about this. Alright, this is like a pretty big conceptual error again. So Spectre haunts here, that's fine. You should be looking down bottom, like much more than this, just to see what's going on. Here, since Skywrath is 6 and Legion is dueling this guy, he's dead. He has no way to get out no matter what. So you don't need to feel pressured to come down here. And in fact, it's like, it's bad to go down here. Because, like, what do you do if Spectre dies before you get there? You have no options, right? Like, you can push out this lane, which is great, but, like, these guys could do this anyway.
Excuse me?
It's okay, no worries. So these guys could push this lane anyway. You don't need to be here for this. And you could have pushed top during this time. So, like, by you TPing down here, you're relieving the top laner pressure on the enemy team again. And also, like, these guys know that they can go for a play mid, or, like, you know, they can run top because they saw you TP here. So that's, like, a big strategic layer. The better play would have been to push top and just push this out really hard.
I was mostly afraid because I saw Windrunner up top, I believe. I think I saw her, and then I just didn't want to go to that lane.
Yeah, you don't have to be scared of her. If you see her, like, she's not scary. Like, the only time she's scary is when she blinks on top of you and shackles you. And you have, like, you know, 0.1 seconds to react or whatever the cast point is. That's the only time that hero is scary. Like, okay.
This should make my life easier.
So there are a couple of things here. So Windrunner left top lane here. You saw that earlier. You don't know where she is, but you can kind of speculate that she hasn't TP'd yet. But when you see her appear on the map here and TP, then you need to check. You just need to look at her items. Like, also you need to click on these guys and see what's going on here. But either way, you need to check to see what she has. Because if she goes blink, then you need to know. You know, for obvious reasons, like, you need to know if she can blink on you and stun you.
Right.
So yeah. So definitely, like, look around the map much more than this. It's kind of the burden of playing Ember. It's just you need to know every item timing. Like, you need to know when Windrunner has Blink, when Spectre has Radiance, when Drow has a Shadow Blade, or BKB, or PA has a BKB, or a Manta. Like, you need to know all these things. It might seem overwhelming, but that's part of the hero, unfortunately.
Yeah, I understand. You have to keep track of item timings. That's
yeah.
I just would get you to know. Yeah, in here, like you were saying again, if Venom was directly running towards me, unless you started to, like, get out of my range, then I didn't have to use my chains, like, see, like, right there.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And this is, like, it's not necessarily bad here, because your teammates can also take advantage of the CC, but it still applies, I think. Yeah. Because, like, here, if you didn't use it, you maybe could have, like, CC'd these two, or something like that. That would have been quite good. You don't end up dying or anything like that. Oh, you shouldn't have. Okay.
Yeah, I always keep doing that in team fights. Whenever I feel like I have bad positioning, I just completely use the closest remnant and just use it to fix myself up, even if it takes me out of the fight, which is...
Yeah, you don't want to do that. If you're fine, then just stay. And, you know, I say that jokingly because, like, obviously it's really hard to tell if you're fine. But you just kind of have to look around, and that sounds dumb again, but You just have to look and see what's going on. Like, okay, so here, you know Veno died. He didn't get any spells off early. Okay, Shackle is used. That's one of their 2 CCs that can kill you. And Drow is dying over here. So you know that, like, these 2 heroes are out of commission. Or, like, Windrunner can do damage to you here, but she also gets dueled right here. And then as soon as PA blinks here, you're totally fine. You can't die, no matter what. Doesn't matter what they do. PA could turn here and, like, double crit you. And that's the only way you die. But that's extremely unlikely. And she also doesn't have the attack speed from Phantom Strike, so you don't have to worry too much. So by doing this, you miss out on a lot of DPS on Windrunner, and you actually lose a duel because of it. Like, so this is really impactful, right? Like, this would have been more damage for your Legion Commander. Would have been great. Also, you didn't end up being there for Drow, but you don't have too much mana at this point. So yeah. Yeah, you definitely need to be looking around more and like trying to assess the situation. Yeah. Okay, got lucky, no crits. Here you should just TP and Fog like a little bit sooner. I guess like you get daggered, so it's tough, but yeah. I don't think you should have gone to push bottom here. Like, it would have been better to just Remnant down and TP out, like pretty much as soon as possible. Basically as soon as you Remnant out of the fight. Okay, go top. It's a good decision. This guy's alone, so you should go pretty ham on him. Yep. Break the trees. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
break the trees? How should,
Yeah, you should just use Fire Remnant to break the trees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to see where this guy uses dagger. Okay. So where does he cast dagger? So he casts dagger in this direction. Like, this is really important because like if he has like a little window here where he can like he has 2 seconds of
free pathing?
Free pathing, free movement. So he can run up this way and then go like maybe break it across here really quick, or he could also like go down this way, or he could just stay on the path, right? But either way, you should break the trees. If you can break the trees on either side, then you can kind of like eliminate one of the sides for Pudge. So like if you broke them top here, for example, Pudge would know that he was down here somewhere. Then you guys can look for him there.
Right.
It would also be worth it to be bottling right now and just keep breaking the trees, like, and just look for him. So ideally you go for this one first because this is like his escape path. And then if he's not here, then you know he's somewhere in here. And you also could have clicked on him to see he had no TP. So he's stuck here. He has to use Haunt to get out, or he's not getting out, or you guys have to like really mess up. So this is a big kill to miss. Like he kind of gave this to you guys.
Right.
Okay. Yep, that's good. See, it's really hard for Windrunner to do anything to you without a blink. I want to see if she could have just like shackled you from Fog, but I don't think she could have. So pretty close. She could have shackled right here, but either way, like you would have reacted in time.
Yeah.
Even though she was a little slow. Okay. Let's go mid. Yep, this is fine. Fine rotation. Okay, that was a little bit premature. You're definitely way too skittish with your remnants. Like, I'm not saying spam them by any means, but you don't have to like remnant the instant you see a hero, especially if you have teammates. Like this guy can protect you in a sense. He can give you some time. And Windrunner already showed top, so you don't have to worry about her. And it's like, yeah. So just like don't be so scared, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. You didn't look at this fight at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely need to do that. If you're here with bots, you need to be able to check to see what's going on and see if you can get any cleanup kills. That's your job. Okay. So Remnant out again. This isn't bad because she can like shackle you from there, but still. Okay. So this is weird to me because like you just kept like being extremely scared, like for the last 2 times you've seen a hero, and then all of a sudden you just charge in. It's strange. I don't know. Like, do you have any reasoning for this?
I think it maybe just a poker, maybe just to get her out of the lane, but I don't know why. Just thought I could escape if things go awry.
Okay, so that's weird because like you did just spend like you literally remnanted instantly at the sign of the last two heroes showing up. So I don't know what the cause of that was, but either way, like you have to respect her still. Like she's not scary if she can't blink on you, but she still does a ton of damage, so you need to respect that. Yeah.
Regeneration.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so you're pushing. It's all good. You need to put a new remnant down right here.
I could have killed one right
here. Yeah, you
here.
can just kill this guy. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, got out pretty.
Yeah, so this is one of those places where an offensive remnant is needed. So you get a nice chains here, which is great. You don't have Flame Guard going, which sucks, but basically if you just remnant on top of her and then TP out, you can't die, no matter what. Like, this is their only TP cancel out of all these heroes, so you very easily could have just, like, remnanted on top of her. She would have died to the damage. You know, she has 22 HP. Then you just TP out. That would have been a very sick play. But yeah, this would have been a great kill, because she has so many kills. Like, she's high level, level 14. Yeah, so that would have been really big. Definitely a game changer kill. Okay. So you're running up.
Yeah. This is my.
The timing here is really bad. Okay.
This is where I die. Oh no, yeah.
Okay. So there were a couple of things that happened here. So the first was your initial chains were a little bit slow. I think part of this was just being skittish again. Like, you should have put a remnant down before you came, so you don't have to worry about this. And also, you need to be watching the fight this whole time. Because, like, here, if you chains the Veno instantly, you can catch him in the fire. And that's really big. That's a ton of damage, right? Like, that's 3 seconds of him taking, what? 140 damage per second. Just from Jakiro, which is, like, this is a support hero. So if you can do that, that's, like, it's really making use of your hero's abilities, or your teammates' abilities. So that would be really good. But you missed that opportunity because you didn't remnant beforehand. Like, you didn't, you know, think about that proactively. So that sucks. Okay. Now, I also would argue that you changed the wrong heroes here, but that's okay. I think just going for Veno would have been slightly better. PA is okay. I think Spectre is like a melee creep at this point, though, so she's not very high value. But the PA you can make an argument for. Also, your camera work here was kind of bad as well, so let's look at it. Okay. It's like PA blinks on you here, and Legion blinks in up here, and you see this, but you still, after this, like, you don't know what's going on here. You remnant out, then you, like, look up briefly, which is fine, but yeah. I'm not sure why you didn't chains here. Maybe you just thought you could kill her, but...
I thought I could get the chains off. I think my reaction was just too slow.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's not much I can do about that, then. But it would have been a good play to chains, for sure. Okay.
Radiant's top tower is under
So, I mean, I think
attack.
everything else was fine there. But the initial things mattered. Like, Veno would be dead right now if you had chained him in the fire just to, like, you know, put things in perspective. Maybe he doesn't get another spell off, maybe he doesn't get his ult off, yada yada. Like, all that stuff. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, I don't know. I thought I could TP back to the fountain because I thought I was going to die from it.
Wait, really? You thought you were going to die from Poison Sting?
I don't
You're
know. It's like
bottling
yeah, I don't know why.
Okay,
I
that's
don't know.
funny. It's okay, don't worry, man. I'm definitely judging you, but it's okay, no worries.
Nah, you gotta be able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah, no, for sure. That is really important. Stuff like this is gonna happen so much in Dota that, like, if you let this bother you, you're never gonna go anywhere. It's never gonna be fun. So yeah.
Radiant's top tower
It is a game
under
after all.
attack.
No, for sure. Alright. So, this is all good. Okay. So, here you can actually just, like, kill these guys. Straight up.
Yeah.
Drow's a Shadow Blade, so it's a little scary, but yeah. I would argue that you can, like, swap out your Quelling Blade for now for a Dust and just, like, go top. If you don't have TP, then it's actually hard, but yeah. If you had your TP up, you very easily could have just gone top and killed these guys for being silly.
Yeah.
But it's okay. No worries.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Around the 30-minute mark, I start pushing more aggressively. You start getting kind of boxed in. Just start like a little bit more pubs. You know, you start getting boxed in, you try making plays, but then they catch you out.
Yeah, this is part of or probably the hardest part of playing Ember is like knowing how to push against heroes that are threatening. And in this case, like a lot of it is preemptive work. Like you need to push this tower beforehand. You need to like identify who the threats are, like Drow, for instance, with your Shadow Blade and Gus. You know, pretty important right here. And also, you know, Blink Wonderner, she has this soon.
Yeah, I don't know why Wonderner didn't just gust immediately. She just, you know, shot me once. I TP'd away, and then she gusted.
Yeah, I think I want to see her execution, actually, because she can still do that in most cases. She looked to be a little bit slow. Okay. Oh, you just had fast reaction time. She definitely should have gusted first. She can't solo you, though, is the thing. So I can kind of understand her wanting to do this. But either way, she needed another hero here. But yeah, so yeah, part of the thing with Ember is like you need to do all this preemptive work. Like you need to split push really hard early so you can get some towers and give yourself some breathing room. Also, wards help a lot, but they're not necessary in a lot of cases. Yeah, there's just like a ton of shit that you have to worry about, which makes this hero really hard. Okay. So this is something you don't want to do. Absolutely not. I would argue that it's a huge mistake. So you already have heroes here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can boss to this tower at any point, so long as it doesn't die, right? Like, or you could even place a remnant like at the T3 or something, and then just run top or TP top or whatever. That would be fine as well. But the worst thing you can do here is commit yourself with bots without a remnant in another lane, because now you're just stuck here with your teammates. Like you guys can't do anything together here. The only way this works out is if these guys are really stupid and they just try to fight you here. If they do the smart thing, which it looks like they're doing, and just back off, then you guys lose. Or like you lose this battle, so to speak. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because now you're just stuck here. And you can farm, that's great. But like, you know, you're denying your teammates farm at the same time, and you're also not putting pressure on the map.
Yep.
So like you could have very easily been top right now. Even though Drow is up here, like she doesn't really have the damage to kill you, honestly. You know, maybe if she had her Daedalus, you know, it'd be a little scary. But yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Okay. And also, like, this is another thing that you can't necessarily plan for this. Well, you can, but it's not feasible for you right now. You have no plan B after this. Like, you have no like natural flow. Like, you can't go from bottom and then just keep pushing this out and split pushing because like they just showed bottom. Like they could very easily be waiting. Yeah, they actually were waiting. Like they were just waiting for you to show up. Like if you push this wave out, you just die. You get shackled. So after you TP here and kill the 2 creep waves, like what do you do after that? You can like run away, but that's about it. Obviously not as good as just pushing. So yeah, that's stuff you need to be thinking about when you're playing this hero. Okay. So here the natural progression is to go bottom, yeah. Like you already have a lot of teammates top, so it's good. You just need to be careful about dying.
Yeah, I think I got a one right here.
Oh yeah. Alright, fair enough.
That's the worst feeling to me, just getting shackled.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. Well, at least you can fix it by never getting shackled again, right?
Yeah,
pretty easy.
I just kept remembering one of your older videos about like, do you mind pausing the video right here?
Yeah, sure.
It's about like reaction times, like where I was like, depending on my positioning, like giving myself more time to react if she blinks. Like I remember I was beating myself over like not blinking away immediately, like not remnanting away immediately. It's like you want to be out to the side because like instead of not being, if I was right near the trees where Winner is, it would give me less time to react and she would have the advantage.
Right. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. So that's good. But either way, like, so I think what you're doing right here is fine, but you need to have the reaction time to be able to do it. Like this is a very short amount of time, honestly. Like, and you also have to be ready for it. It's not like, you know, you're just like, your natural reaction is to press D right away. But either way, it's a tough play. I'm not sure what else you could have done here. You could have dodged with Slate, and that might be a little easier. I'm not sure, honestly. I think if anything, just like... Okay, so this is going to be like kind of a reach, but I think if... Before all this tower should happen at the T2, if you had pushed out top, theoretically, like, you know, pushed it out to a tower, probably even gotten the tower, right? If you had done that, then maybe Windrunner doesn't end up going down here in the first place. Maybe she goes top to push that out.
Right.
That's like kind of a reach, but either way. Or maybe like she sees that this top lane is pushed in, and she like goes top to see if anybody is farming a jungle or something like that. Like, this is a reach, and I'm absolutely not saying that this is how it's going to go down, but it's certainly a distinct possibility. Yeah. Yeah, so you die. Not the end of the world. Does suck, certainly, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, cooking around, looking on stuff. Good.
This should make my life easier.
Okay. Yeah, you should go... like, your immediate reaction on respawning should just be to go top and try to push. You can't just, like, defend your base like this. This is how you lose. Ember is not a hero that can static farm very well, so, like, he can't just, like, sit in a lane and farm it. He needs to be pushing constantly, like, and pressuring. Pressure. That's all. This is what this hero does, is he's the best hero in the game at pressuring people. And in addition, he's the best... Well, let me rephrase that. He's the best hero in the game that can pressure and also scale really well into late game. And just, like, one-shot teams.
Yeah.
And also, like, being able to escape, like, pretty much anything. You know, short of a blink hex.
Oh, yeah.
So what scared you here? Was it the Venom
Scared?
word?
I just kept thinking of the Venom word. It's like, it's slow, and I don't know, just kind of, I just keep thinking of like, oh, Venom must have placed this word pretty recently, which means they might be grouping up together, because I wouldn't imagine Venom being by himself.
Okay. That's fairly valid. Still though, like, slows don't mean anything to you, so don't worry about the slow part. If you had said, like, I was scared of Windrunner blinking on me, okay, that's fine.
But she's dead.
Yeah. Well, no, she died after that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she died much later. So she dies right now. Oh, you actually saw her on a ward here, so you could have gotten away with that answer, but it's okay. So that would have been a legit option. But either way, like, I don't think you have to be scared of this guy if you see him on a ward. Like, you have teammates here, so you should just go aggressive on him and just kill him. So let's look at the positioning here. Radiance. Okay, so this is what you had for vision right now. Windrunner shows on a ward. You know, Skywrath is right here. If you just chains her, she dies. No counterplay. Like, she just gets Mystic Flared, she's dead. So that would have been a good play. Skywrath doesn't have to die. Yeah. You guys get the kill anyway, but, you know, it's some costs. Whereas, like, it would have been, you know, just some mana costs.
Yeah.
Okay, here again, Windrunner is dead, so you need to go push top. Like, you have absolutely nothing to worry about here.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Drop pushes, or gets Rosh, that's fine. Should push this out, yep. You have to be kind of careful of them. Oh, no.
Oh, wait, I don't know. Why did I do that?
Yeah, no, you have to be kind of careful of them TPing to top lane, but, like, when they show mid like this on a sentry, you just go top and push really fucking hard. Like, do your best to make them make a difficult decision. Because, like, when you do this, it's so easy for them, right? Like, all they need to do is go high ground and just hit towers, and you guys can't do anything. Or just, like, choke you out and, like, push all the waves in and farm your jungle and stuff. But, like, if you're split pushing, they like, chase you around and stuff, and it makes the game hard for them. Or harder, anyway. When you just, like, concede and sit in base like this, like, you're not actively trying to win, you're trying to not lose.
Yeah, it's just still...
Okay. So what happened here?
I think I missed the chains there. I think
Looks like... Oh, that's what you did, okay. So you were, like, just out of range of Slate. So it wasn't like you were trying to just chains, you were trying to Slate chains, but you were out of range. So, like, your hero, you know, walked up a little bit. I think even here, though, you don't have to just remnant out. Like, you don't have to be scared. You have to respect the idea that Drow could be here, but you don't have to just get out. Especially when PI just blinks like this across your screen. If anything, you could have just, like, changed the PA, and that would have been fine as well. But yeah, definitely, like, you're way too skittish. And Windrunner shows top here, so you guys should just go in. Like, your reaction here, when there's two heroes showing in either lane, is just fucking go. Like, Spectre obviously is different, because she can just show up to any fight, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm, like, afraid to tell you this, but like because it could lead to the total opposite effect of you just feeding, but you're way too skittish with your Ember play. You're very squishy here, that's true, but you still have a lot of survivability because of like the way your spells work. Like you have Fire Remnant and Slate of Fist to dodge stuff. So I mean, this is part of the reason why like I usually don't recommend him to people, but like technically he's one of the hardest heroes in the game to kill, right, without CC. So there aren't many situations where like, or there are a lot of situations that you're just leaving like instantly without giving yourself time to process information.
Yeah. Basically, just don't be so quick to leave the fight. Just assess my surroundings, then decide whether or not getting out would be the optimal play.
Yeah, pretty much. Ideally, you can like assess the way a fight is going to go before it happens. Like, you can kind of guess who's going to use spells on who, and like what effect that has on the fight. But yeah, reacting to your surroundings is a little better, or is okay. Just the preemptive work is a little bit better. Yeah, but definitely like it's 32 minutes into the game and you're not even close to. Oh no, never mind. Wait, what the fuck? You're going for a second battlefield or Lincoln's?
No, I'm going Lincoln's because that's obviously my fear of the whole.
Yeah, no, this is fine. Sorry, I like didn't see the battlefield in your inventory for whatever reason. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah. So the Lincoln's is totally fine.
Yeah, I don't really buy a second battle. I don't think. This is where I died a PA. Didn't have a good remnant. She could obviously see me. She just jumps in on me. But I don't really buy a second Battle Fury, honestly.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I don't know.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's like acceptable if you have a crit already and you're playing against like PL or something. But even then, I'm not a big fan. So don't worry about that. Okay.
I mean, I get second crit sometimes, but never really Battle Fury. Battle Fury.
It's usually better to go for like a rapier if you're going for second crit.
Yeah, that's what I pick up sometimes too.
Okay, so this is fine. Like, you don't have to worry about this here. Even though she goes on you here, you should just like remnant away, then cast a second remnant. And if she doesn't get that dagger off, you just live because you can TP at that point. Like, look at the way that these trees are positioned. So let's go back. Okay. So you remnant up, breaks these trees. The replay is a little bugged right now, but these trees are broken right here. If you just go up and then remnant across this way, she still has like this wall of trees, like this little area that's gonna block you off. So you can use that to TP out. If she doesn't get the dagger off, then you just live, guaranteed. You definitely panicked. Understandable, but either way, yeah.
Yep.
Also, I think if you're going Lincolns, you should go for a Chrysalis first. You definitely need the Lincolns, but the Chrysalis is really high value. Like just the mini portion of the crit, not the full Daedalus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of my way.
Okay, so you're dead for a while, it's all good.
Illusion.
I think since you already have a Battle Fury, you should probably go for the Ultimate Orb as well, instead of going for Lincoln's. The HP is really nice. The downside of Ultimate Orb is that it's like a very slot inefficient item, but you need any kind of HP you can get at this point. So I would get it instead of the Perseverance. Okay. Yeah, you bust in good. Okay. You could have changed the Windrunner here pretty easily. Yep, you just run up in chains. It doesn't do anything, but I think you should slow. You should have done it, just because it'll delay Jakiro's death a little bit. Maybe he gets another spell off. And you're not putting yourself at risk, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were saying about how like Ember's not perfect hero for like low round or not really beginners, but just like ones who are trying to learn the fundamentals. What are some heroes that you would? Just got credit here.
Yeah.
That happens. You gotta.
Yeah. You made the mistake here of not rolling the dice well enough. She just gets a first hit crit on you. It's good stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Oh, what can you do? So about the hero thing, it depends on what you want to play. If you do want to play mid, actually,
not exactly. I mean, for me, obviously core roles kind of gravitate towards me, but offlane and carry roles have always been the most interesting towards me.
Okay, sure, that's fine. if you want, we can just do like a hero pool overhaul really quick and just like give you some heroes to play. It depends on how much time you want to spend on it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm like offlane heroes, I remember there was like a certain few months ago, I was on a kind of a Centaur spree where I was just playing Centaur a lot. Timbersaw is also one of my favorites. I played a Clockwork game for the first time, and it was actually pretty fun being able to land hooks. So yeah, those kind of durable. I kind of like durable heroes because even though Ember's not exactly the most durable, I kind of like heroes that have high mobility or durability because considering that I kind of make a few mistakes, I kind of like having the leeway because like heroes like Drow, I don't know, they're obviously her and Drow, like Drow and Sniper are like heroes that are very dependent on positioning. So, you know.
Right, yeah, I feel you. They're very binary in how they play. It's like you either hit stuff or you run away. You don't have many options. So yeah, why don't we just do like a hero pool overhaul really quick? Just give you some ideas. Okay, so you want to play off and carry primarily.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it like this actually. Okay. So, you mentioned Centaur. I think Centaur is okay. He's like a good beginner hero for sure. Like I definitely recommend that. I don't know for sure how good he is. I think he's good enough to win games, absolutely. Especially with like Iron Town and jungling and stuff, but yeah. So I think Centaur is fine. Tide also sounds really good for you if you like durable heroes.
Yeah.
He's a very strong hero right now for sure.
Yeah, just that you have to be able to, you know, assess the situation and know when to use the Ravage because of, you know, whenever I play pubs, you know, they usually like Tide Hunter, there's like a couple of Tide Hunters, you know, the Tide Hunter that like only uses Ravage to like save themselves, you know, those, and they don't really like, and like the ones that only like, I mean, in the early game, it's kind of like you want to treat Ravage as sort of like Black Hole, in which case you want to use it to get those initial early kills and then save it later for like those bigger fights. But like being able to, you know, I mean, I played Enigma as well before, and I like Enigma, but I don't really have the best win rate or, you know, skill with him. But I understand the reasoning behind heroes like that.
Right, yeah. So definitely you're right about using Ravage early. When I play Tide, if I can get a kill with it, I just let it rip. I don't care if it's late game. Unless it's a situation where like we're 5 men ganking a support or something, then I won't use it. But if it's a core, I'm not afraid to just blink in and fucking Ravage. Like I don't care. There are some situations where that's bad, and I've lost games because of it. But those are very rare, and they also require like some weird buyback shit. So I wouldn't worry about it. Just let it rip. Worst case scenario is you Ravage at the wrong time and you learn from it. You can kind of assess the situation afterward. But yeah, there are definitely Tides that just like they'll wait till the last second to Ravage. Like they're getting ganks. You know, they're about to die. They're like 5 HP, about to take down from a dot, and they just Ravage and that die anyway.
Yeah,
it's horrible. So definitely try to avoid being one of those. But either way, really strong hero.
Timbersaw is a fun one, but I know he's not the best right now.
He's not the best, and he's also like really fucking hard to play well, in my opinion. I think he requires so much finesse and damage understanding and like situational awareness that I don't think it's wise to play him too much. For the same reasons that like you shouldn't play Ember. And maybe I shouldn't say shouldn't because that's like a final thing. But anyway, I think you understand my point.
Yeah, I've also been playing some offlane Void. I remember I used to play Bristleback a lot, but Void kind of makes me think of a similar situation where like Void and with Bristleback players, obviously in lower pubs, they think that they're invincible and everything like that.
Yeah, it's not.
And like Void kind of makes me have like this similar thoughts, but I know he isn't because like you with Time Walk, you can basically like just shrug off a lot of damage that wastes like a Dagon or whatever the heck on you. And then, oh wait, 1 second, I'll be right back.
Yeah, of course.
Void, like I was saying, Void, you know, he's able to basically time walk out of a lot of damage. He's pretty, he's fun to play as well.
Yeah,
it's pretty
sure.
useful.
I think Void is really good, and he also is really fun to play. But he's kind of like a shitty pub hero, to be honest, because like
you have to teamwork with other players.
Yeah, it involves teamwork in some way. You can carry games by yourself, but it's still like it's tough. So you can play Void. That's fine. I think he's like deceptively hard though, to be honest. But yeah. Okay, so other heroes could be like Darkseer is an okay one. He's pretty straightforward. He also has a really high skill cap. He's a good counter initiation hero. So I'll just write him down, I guess.
Yeah. The thing is, when I remember I used to play Darkseer a bit when I was still a long time ago, but I never was able to really land the vacuums, but also the team to really capitalize on the wall. They would always just back off. They would never like use the chaos from the wall and just run away.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the trick, right? Is like you kind of have to go in at the right times where your team will do that. If you get a 5-man vac wall or like a really big vac wall, when your team gets initiated on, they kind of have no choice but to go in. Like if they're already fighting, the key is definitely like using it as a counter initiation tool in a lot of cases. But either way, you don't have to play him. It's just a suggestion.
Earthshaker's always been one that I kind of want to learn a bit. I remember, obviously, with positioning not so good in lower MMR pubs, people would always kind of position themselves for an easy Earthshaker ulti.
Yeah, Earthshaker's not bad. He's also deceptively hard. I have no issues with you trying him, but yeah.
Also played Doom for a bit, but I don't know if Doom's really... He seems to kind of be put more into a position 4 nowadays, not really off lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he's really an offlaner anymore. He could like function as a core in the offlane role, but... Okay, so why don't we write down like Shaker? Shaker's fine, but I'm not gonna write him down for this.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, you also said Doom. Doom is probably fine as well. Yeah, let's put him down. Oh, there's one more that I saw. Okay, so do you play Slardar at all?
Slardar? Yeah, I've played a lot of Slardar.
Okay, yeah, he's a good one as well. He's pretty straightforward. You just like you're a CC bot. You can do some roaming stuff like that.
Yeah, for carry position, I play Juggernaut a bit, but I mean, I'm able to farm pretty well with him. But the main problem I see usually with Juggernaut is that like knowing when to use your ulti, because obviously gives a bunch of damage, but also gives you a bit of invincibility during it. So you're basically unhittable during the fight. It's at times I used to kind of like usually like use it in the beginning of the fight, but sometimes I just use it just to finish them off when they're kind of out of range for my right clicks.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about Omni/Theory for hours, so I'm gonna like kind of dodge your question.
No but problem. I'm just going on a tangent.
Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely it can be tricky for sure. Okay, so the first two I wrote down were Spectre and Sven. I don't know if you play these heroes or not, but they're really good.
Yeah, I tried playing Sven a bit, just still need a bit of work on him. But Spectre too. Those two, I know they're pretty strong right now, but still need a bit of work on them. Also, even though I know we're talking about offlaners and carries, one support that I'm kind of okay with. Oh yeah, I played Odie a bit, work on him a bit. But Undying is also one that I'm just. This is just going on a little bit of a tangent, but Undying's one of the few supports that I play proficiently at, able to keep my team alive. Because with pubs, you dive in, they underestimate how much Undying can keep people alive.
No, for sure. We can write him down. He's a good beginner here. He's also like. He can be tricky in a sense too, but I don't think you have to worry too much about it. Yeah, we'll definitely write him down when we get to the supports. Okay, so for other carries, we have Spectre, Sven, OD. What else is there? There's like Gyro's not bad.
Yeah, I've played Gyro before.
Yeah. Okay.
Slark.
He's not easy at all. He's one of the hardest carries in the game.
We're talking about the easy carry. Oh yeah, I thought we were just talking about heroes that are good to practice.
Well, yeah, these are heroes that are like you can practice the fundamentals on, right? Like, I mean, you can practice fundamentals on Slark, but he's so mechanically intense that like doesn't make any sense to. Like, if you want to practice Slark, you play Slark, but if you want to practice fundamentals, like play something else. But yeah, you can play Slark if you want. It's just that is my opinion. Okay, so these are the ones that are jumping out at me right now. I'm sure I'm missing a couple. Wraith King as well, but I think he's strong. He's just like pretty easily counterpicked by like people who don't have to try. So you could pick him sometimes, but he's a strong hero at least. That's pretty much it for carries, I think. Like everything else is moderately difficult.
Yeah,
I think those are fine. You could also play Luna, but
shoot.
Yeah, let's add her.
Okay, so right,
let's do. Okay, so since these are like your two main roles, we won't put as many supports or mids. So let's just do like 2 mids and 2 supports. How's that sound?
Yeah, 2 mids and 2 supports.
Okay.
So obviously, I think Ember, was that still okay, or did not? This is only fundamentals, so fundamentals, I guess. So
I would say like Death Prophet Zeus or Death Prophet Lena or something like that.
Yeah, Death Prophet and Zeus. Yeah.
Okay. These are like pretty easy heroes. They get a lot done, but they still have like nuanced decision making based on your positioning and stuff. Items. So I think these are good like positioning practice heroes. Yeah, these seem fine to me if you play them.
Yeah.
Okay, so then supports.
Undying, that's one.
Right. Then there are a bunch of options. There's like CM, Witch Doctor, Dazzle, not Lion, to an extent Lion, but not really.
Like, is Lion really, like pretty intensive?
Sort of. It's like you have to be a good support to play a good Lion.
Right.
So he's not necessarily mechanically intensive, but you definitely have to be good in order to play him well.
Yeah, no problem. What about Bane? Is he? Oh yeah, Bane's kind of considered. Is that?
Bane is definitely complicated.
He's like that 1 second dodge invincibility period is pretty strong.
Yeah, his skill cap is ridiculous. Like he's fairly straightforward, but not in a good way, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, either way. So yeah, there's like CM, Dazzle, Witch Doctor, Ancient Apparition, Ogre, Oracle as well.
Yeah, I've played. I think Oracle is a good one. I've played a bit of him.
Sure. Okay, so what about junglers? And when I say junglers, I don't mean like Legion Commander, Lifestealer. Do you play like Enigma or anything like that?
Yeah, I've played Enigma before. But my micro, I played Nature's Prophet as well a bit before. But my micro is a lot to be desired.
Okay, so I think Enigma is hard. But he's like, the thing with Enigma is like you're not in a situation, or in like for the first 10 minutes or so, you're not in situations where like you need to have sick micro, and like it's stuff that you can practice, right? It's PvE. It's always the same pretty much, depending on like who interacts with you. So I think Enigma can slide here, and I think learning how to jungle is pretty important, because like you can just go into a custom game and learn how to do it. Like really quickly, just do this and like jump into a lobby or whatever. So I think you should learn how to jungle. At least Enigma. I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So I think these are like a pretty good hero pool, I'd say. I don't see anything that's too bad. The only one that like kind of might not belong here is Darkseer. But like I think he's good enough. Don't feel pressure to pick him. And obviously you don't have to stick to this, but these are like heroes that I know if you play them and you focus on improving your fundamentals, you'll get better over time. I'm not saying you'll be like a 5K player in 2 weeks or anything like that, but
honestly, like you can't. I'm not expecting to become like the best player in the world out of nowhere, but I just want to be able to understand the fundamentals, be able to assess situations, and just being able to look at a game and be able to see what I did wrong myself, so I can analyze myself and improve from it as well. Because I mean, I don't know. I watch a lot of casters and try to see what their positioning is and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm a big fan of Blitz. I like how he takes his analytical style, and I just want to be able to assess situations kind of like that. But obviously that's like years and years of playing Dota. But just be able to at least scratch the surface of that.
No, for sure. I think Blitz is a good caster to learn from personally. Capitalist is pretty good as well, but this isn't to flame people or anything. Like I don't mean to, flame, but definitely be careful of listening to casters, because like you have to understand that they're putting on a show as well. Like they're not lying. They're actively assessing Dota.
Theatrics and stuff.
Yeah, their primary focus is putting on a good show, in most cases. So, yeah, just be careful who you listen to. Basically, I think like there are a ton of fantastic casters out there, but sometimes their game knowledge is like not so good. Which isn't a bad thing, right? Like their job is not necessarily to have great game knowledge, but Anyway, I'm getting off track, but yeah.
I'm not a stop like that. I understand that they're not infallible. They also make mistakes, and they're not always perfect.
Right. No, for sure. Okay. So we're running out of time, but it's okay. Do you have any like final questions or anything like that? Because I think we're kind of like naturally coming to an end here.
Well, do you think I could like maybe I need to copy what that list was just so I make sure I don't forget it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to save this right now. Okay.
Just like send the image link and
yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I can do that. Other than that, I think like the big things to focus on for your individual play. And this doesn't just apply to Ember. I know we spent 70 minutes talking about Ember Spirit, and then we're like, hey, don't play Ember Spirit anymore. But, so definitely like you need to focus on obviously laning stuff. Like that's all important. I think that should be your primary focus, but also like trying to assess situations like while you're in the game. So like before you start a fight or before you even get into the game, really, just like look at and see what potential spells can kill you, like how their team fights are going to play out. Just try to like start making your brain work for this stuff, because like this is important. If you can realize that like, hey, there are only two ways to kill me are like Shackle and Gust, then if they use those abilities, then I don't have to care. It doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, just this sort of thing. This is a good like mental exercise, and it also helps you play Dota. So like, why not do it?
That's overall. I think that what I've been taking from this, if I'm obviously what you said, that's also true. What are maybe two other points, but other points that maybe like minor points that you think I could also improve on? Obviously, the major one is like accession situations, but anything else?
Yeah, like split pushing for sure. Like pressuring lanes. I mean, we could talk about this for days, but generally, like this comes with assessing the situation too. But either way, like just you need to push out waves a lot more, like and focus on if you're a hero like Ember Spirit or Spectre or whatever, like push a wave that is not going to kill you, like you're not going to get ganked and die, but is also unavailable to your teammates. So like, let's say your teammates are all bottom right now. They can't magically go top like you can and just push this out.
Yeah.
So you should go top,
Right.
so long as it's safe. Yeah, that's another point. What else? I'll just go back and check stuff. Let's see if I can jog my memory.
Not being so this is actually Ember. Don't be so finicky with my remnants, but fundamental stuff. I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess like that could be applied too. It's just like, it's a little weird, but like don't be so jumpy. Like Dota is not as fast as you think it might be. It's actually like a fairly slow game. The quickness of the game comes from like just a bunch of abilities being used at once. So like, if you have 5 heroes on each team all casting abilities on each other, it seems incredibly fast. But it's actually like fairly slow paced. It doesn't take too much micro skill or like individual skill to play. So don't feel like you need to be rushed in fights. And part of this comes with situational awareness again. It's just like such a blanket kind of concept. But yeah, either way, just like slow down your game a little bit. Obviously, I'm not saying like farm slowly, but in fights like try to slow down the moment and like break stuff down. I think this is an important skill for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Thanks for helping me out, man. Like honestly, I took a lot from this.
All right. No, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah, if you have any further questions or whatever, just feel free to send them my way on Skype or whatever.
Yeah, I'll definitely consider doing this coaching thing again. That Reddit post, I didn't think it would be that good, but after seeing your YouTube channel, this has actually been really helpful.
All right, awesome. That makes me real happy. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Right.
Have a nice day, dude.
You too. Good luck in your games.
Thanks. You too.
Peace.